Hi, my name's Regan Vaughn. I'm the Director of Social Concerns at Catholic Charities. Thank you for agreeing to testify before the General Assembly. We know it can be scary to testify, so we wanted to demystify the process for you. The Maryland Legislature meets every year for 90 days to consider the state's budget and over 2,000 pieces of legislation. Lobbyists are individuals who are paid by organizations to represent their views before the legislature. The legislators are constantly bombarded with the messaging from the lobbyists. Public hearings give individuals and organizations the opportunity to help educate the legislators. That's why it's so important to have what we refer to as real people come down to Annapolis. Legislators need to hear firsthand accounts of what's going on in Maryland. You're the expert on your life, and that's the expertise they need to hear.
Hi, my name is Ashley Johnson. I'm 26 years old. I'm married. I have 3 children. The ages 4, 3, and 1. I work. I make $8 an hour, but it's still not good enough with my husband working and me making $8 an hour. It's still not enough for us to leave the shelter. We still need help.
We're often asked what you should wear when you come to Annapolis. Most people you'll see will be in business attire, but you should wear something that you'll feel confident in, but that you'll also be comfortable in. When you arrive, you'll come to either the House or the Senate office building. The legislators' offices, as well as the committee hearing rooms, are located in these buildings. Upon entering the building, you'll need to go through security. You'll need to show government-issued ID, put your bag through an X-ray machine, and walk through a metal detector. It's okay to have your phone, food, or beverages with you, but anything perceived to be a weapon will be confiscated. We will generally meet you at this point to bring you up to the room where you will testify. The lawmakers are what we call citizen legislators. For 3 months of the year, they work full-time in Annapolis. In the other 9 months, they are back in their communities, many holding other regular jobs. When you testify, remember that the folks you are talking to are just like you. Teachers, farmers, nurses, neighbors, moms, dads, and grandparents. Hearings are generally scheduled to begin at 1 o'clock, but they often schedule many hearings for the same time. We won't know the order of the bills until the hearing begins. You should plan to be in Annapolis until 5 o'clock, but hopefully we'll get out earlier than that. If our hearing is at the end of the schedule, we'll help to find you a comfortable place to wait. It's perfectly acceptable to bring your phone or a book to help you pass the time. We'll make sure you're in the committee room when it's time for the hearing to begin. Earlier that day, we will have signed you up to testify as part of a panel of witnesses. Before the hearing begins, we'll discuss the order in which you should testify. Before you arrive, you should think about the general things that you want to say. Once you arrive, we'll help you finesse your remarks, but it will help if you've already given thought to what the key points are.
Afterwards, you'll conclude by saying thank you.
It's okay to write down what you want to say ahead of time, but we recommend against bringing the paper up with you when you testify. People who do so tend to read from it, whether they intend to or not. It's really boring for the legislators to watch people read from a piece of paper all day long. They're interested in what's in your head and what's in your heart, and not what's on that piece of paper. We want to catch their attention, and that's more important than hitting every point. But if there is a point that you miss, we can always submit written testimony afterwards to explain it to them. You should begin your testimony with "Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the committee," and then state your name and where you're from. Then it's time to tell your story. You should keep your remarks to 2 to 3 minutes. If you hear yourself repeat yourself, that's a cue that you're finished. To indicate to the committee that you're done, you should end with "Thank you for your consideration," or "Thank you for your time today."
Every bit helps when you're doing all that's possible to obtain financial security for our family. That's our most important goal in life, is to stay here where we grew up in Anne Arundel County and to have a home that we don't have to worry about moving every few months. Thank you for allowing me the time to share my family story and to put a face behind the numbers that you see every day.
After the panel of witnesses is done testifying, the legislators may have questions. Unless indicated, only one person should answer the question. If a question is directed to you, you should answer it to the best of your ability. If you are uncomfortable with the question or if you don't know the answer, it's fine to say that. Most of the questions directed at you will be to help the lawmaker understand your story. You'll notice that the paid lobbyists get much tougher questions than the citizens who came down for the day. Don't let that intimidate you. It's our job to answer those tough questions. You will not get the same line of questioning. We want your experience in Annapolis to be a positive one. We know that your testimony is going to make a difference. Change only happens when people speak out. Thank you for agreeing to testify. We can't wait to meet you in Annapolis.